And let's be real, one of the highlights of the performance was the dance sequence that happened on the stairs. Like, you guys, how did we survive that?
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together, let me find. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love, from your love.
Hey guys, it's Bree here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. In this video, I'm going to recap and discuss episodes 8 and 9 of Kingdom Legendary War, rank the performances from part 2 of the No Limit Challenge, and discuss my predictions for the final episode this week. But before we get into it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, ring the bell, and subscribe for more Kingdom content. So, in the beginning of episode 8, we discovered that Team Mayfly won the dance unit performance from part 1 of the No Limit Challenge, winning 5,000 points. The judge panel votes were 22 to 11. When the results were announced, I found Bobby's reaction really funny. He really dramatically yelled, "Oh no, let's go home and pack up," since his team, It's One, lost. I really like his chill attitude towards the competition, and it's really clear that Bobby and iKON only care about having fun and staying true to themselves on Kingdom at this point, and I really respect that. I did feel bad that Team It's One lost, since they also lost the rap unit challenge, but Juyeon, Taeyang, and Donghyuk expressed that they had a great time performing and were happy that they got to know each other. Next, it was time for the vocal unit performances. Team It's One was up first, with SF9's Insong and Jaeyoon, iKON's Jinhwan and June, and the boys Sangyeon and Nu. Team It's One decided on covering Taeyeon's Spark for the challenge, and Jaeyoon suggested going for a live band vibe, similar to Adele or Shawn Mendes' style. When watching Team It's One practice for the performance, I was really blown away by Nu's voice. His tone is just so fresh and clear, if that makes sense. When he layered his voice with June, who has more of a raspier husky voice, it just sounded beautiful. I also really liked Jinhwan's voice as well, and watching him interact with the other members of the unit and kind of take the lead in directing them was really adorable to see. As far as the performance, all of the members' voices were so unique, but it was really cool to see how they still blended together really nicely. I really liked the beginning of the performance where each member was illuminated by the stage lighting and they all harmonized together. The flames on stage were also a really nice touch and a nod to the song's title, and I liked the live band arrangement that they went with as well. Towards the end, Insong slightly missed his high note and he was a little pitchy, and because of that he was really upset afterwards, and it was really heartbreaking to see. But some of the members of iKON commented that the pressure probably got to him and that's why he made a mistake. But regardless, I still really liked the performance a lot and I thought it was really powerful. Although there were 6 members in It's One's vocal unit, the performance really got to showcase each member's unique vocal tone and color, and I really appreciated that. June's voice especially really blew me away. It was just so unique and nice to listen to. I think his voice really suited the song. The Mayfly vocal unit, BTOB's Eunkwang, ATEEZ's Jungho, and Stray Kids' Seungmin performed next with the cover of IU's Love Poem. They decided on Love Poem because they felt it would be a great way to display their impressive vocals. It was really adorable seeing Eunkwang take the lead and help Jungho and Seungmin with their parts. All 3 of these guys are such vocal powerhouses. I thought that their performance was beautiful. In the beginning of the performance, everything was in black and white, which made everything feel more sentimental, but as the song picked up, color began to wash into the frame. Like I mentioned before, all 3 of these guys are such vocal powerhouses and they sounded absolutely amazing together. Eunkwang's tone and technique blew me away, and Jungho never disappoints as always. Seungmin sounded great as well, and I think the tone of his voice is just so fresh and pure. Towards the end, there was a part where Eunkwang does like this crazy vocal run and Seungmin and Jungho are belting in the background. That part was incredible. The 3 of them looked like they felt very comfortable singing together, and they really made the performance look effortless. In short, I thought that was a perfect performance. Like, these 3 really took us to church. Next, the judge panel evaluated and Mayfly's vocal unit won, meaning Mayfly secured 15,000 points and won the vocal unit, rap unit, and dance unit performances. One of the judges commented that although Mayfly vocal unit members are from different groups, they sang like they were one single vocal unit, and I definitely agree with that. Like I mentioned before, the 3 of them seemed so comfortable singing together, like they are actually all from the same idol group. I think that says a lot about their skill as singers. Okay, so now let's talk about part 2 of the No Limit Challenge. For part 2, 25,000 points were on the line, and instead of teaming up in units, each competing group performed on their own. Anything goes, and the participants have creative freedom to perform what and how they want. First up was iKON, and Jinhwan recommended covering Blackpink's Pretty Savage, but iKON stylistically changed the title to Classy Savage. I was really excited about this song choice because I thought it would be really cool to see them cover a girl group song. In the beginning of their performance, they were watching performances from other YG idol groups like Big Bang, Winner, and Blackpink on TV. I thought that was such a cute creative touch to introduce the performance. Then suddenly the TV malfunctions and a pathway leading them to a jungle-like scene appears. The stage looked amazing and was meant to look like a jungle, which was a cool reference to the literal term savage, and also the slang term which refers to someone who's really bold, does what they want, and doesn't care what anyone thinks of them or their actions. Some of my favorite parts of the performance was Bobby's rap towards the beginning, the female dancers killing it, and of course Blackpink Lisa's cameo. The stage and her styling gave me ancient Egypt or Cleopatra vibes, which was really cool. I loved how iKON made the song their own, but still kept some elements of the song, even some of the choreo, but in their own masculine style. The chorus was so addicting, especially the little SAVAGE classy savage part with Donghyuk and Bobby. Like, that part was so good. The slow-mo choreo with the female dancers before iKON appears behind them with flags was awesome as well, and the instrumental at this part reminded me a lot of the climax in Big Bang's Bang Bang Bang. iKON definitely nailed this performance and showed YG's signature flair. Stray Kids was up next with Shin Doo 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 Doo, or God's Doo 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 Doo, a cover of Blackpink's Doo 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 and a reference to God's Menu. I thought covering Doo 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 was a really smart choice since the title of the song is reminiscent of God's Menu. Stray Kids chose to incorporate the signature Blackpink finger guns choreo but executed it in their own Stray Kids style, which was really cool. They also decided on a Deadpool theme for the performance, which I thought was like so creative and really fit with the song choice. Especially since Deadpool is a gunslinger superhero and the choreo includes gun movements, it made sense to incorporate that theme with the performance. I loved the black and red styling, which coincides with Deadpool's costume, and how they even incorporated some of God's Menu's choreo into the performance. If you ask me, when it comes to this performance, this was really Felix's time to shine. I felt like he totally nailed and owned this performance. The dialogue in the beginning with Felix and towards the end with Bangchan did a great job at setting the scene for the performance and showed excellent storytelling. Also, Stray Kids' rap line never fails to blow me away in their Kingdom performances. Changbin and Han especially really left an impression on me. Felix's verse that referenced Gordon Ramsay, a nod to God's Menu, added 20 years to my lifespan. He totally killed it, and the dance break towards the end with the tank really surprised me. When Felix lifted his shirt up, I was like, Felix, put your shirt down, and then Wooyoung proudly yelling, my son, cracked me up. Like, okay, Wooyoung, get your child under control. I really don't know what else to say except Stray Kids understood this assignment. They completely nailed it. They really made Doo 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 their own while still keeping key elements of the song and choreo, and I thought it was a flawless interpretation. So that pretty much wraps up episode 8. Now let's get into episode 9 and talk about the rest of the performances from the No Limit Challenge. The first performance from episode 9 were the Vocal Kings BTOB. BTOB decided on performing Blue Moon because it's a song that Melodies really wanted to see on Kingdom. It's a song written by Minhyuk and it has jazz influences. BTOB decided on doing the live band version of the song, and Changsup invited his military band friends to participate in the performance as well. The theme of the performance was based on the 2016 musical film La La Land featuring Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. And as far as the arrangement, BTOB decided to focus on the jazzy intro of the original song, choosing to go with a very jazz-influenced arrangement. I thought that going with a jazzy Broadway-like theme was a really smart choice because BTOB got to showcase how unmatched their vocals are. I especially loved the storytelling in BTOB's performance. Minhyuk is the crew member, Mion of Idol is his actress girlfriend, and he can only watch from afar as she co-stars with Changsup, the male lead actor. Minhyuk feels jealous and almost breaks up with Mion, but they end up together in the end. However, at the very end of the performance, there's a huge twist, and it's revealed that this entire plot was actually a movie. Like San said, this performance was like a movie inside of a movie. I thought it was a great, unexpected, creative ending, and there were so many details, like how at the ending, credits scrolled on the screen as BTOB and Mion walked off stage, and the credits read, produced by Melody, BTOB's fandom. BTOB's vocals were pristine, the choreo was perfect, and moved you through the story of the performance. And to be honest, the story itself kept me invested in the performance from start to finish. Changsup and Eunkwang are amazing vocals, and Minhyuk and Punyeol nailed their parts as well. I think this was my favorite performance from BTOB on Kingdom so far. Okay, so now let's talk about ATEEZ. To all of my ATNE out there, do you remember a few rounds ago when the judges were discussing the No Limit round? Seonghwa said something like, "So, can we perform with an orchestra?" Well, that was a bit of foreshadowing because ATEEZ didn't get an orchestra, but they did bring classically trained singers for this performance. ATEEZ decided to perform Answer because it was very highly requested among ATNE. ATEEZ mentioned that they performed Answer as an encore during their last live performance in Seoul before the pandemic hit. They also mentioned several times that this performance would be dedicated to ATNE, and Hongjoong explicitly added, "as long as ATNE enjoys it." Throughout ATEEZ's performance, there were several visual references to their past music videos such as Say My Name, Answer, and Wonderland. And if you're an ATNE, I'm sure you noticed that Holities and the White Masked Men were in the performance as well. The performance depicted ATEEZ's journey to kingdom, and the arrangement of Answer was mixed with Ode to Joy from Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. I really loved how ATEEZ continued their trend of mixing classical pieces with their songs on Kingdom. So now I'll quickly go over some of the highlights of the performance. Let me just say, San's intro, Kombe Haja Like a Thunder with Ode to Joy in the background, that was epic and my soul literally left my body. Other parts of the performance that I loved were Yeosang's floor choreography with the background dancers, San tackling the masked man off the stairs, and most importantly, Jungho was sending the staircase as the classically trained vocal group La Poem sing in the background and then throwing the crown. I think this was definitely symbolic and that ATEEZ was saying that regardless of who wins Kingdom, it really doesn't matter, and that participating in Kingdom is just part of their journey. I feel that ATEEZ's collaboration with La Poem was really innovative, and overall I thought the performance was extremely powerful, and as an ATNE, I was extremely proud of ATEEZ. Next, let's talk about SF9. SF9 decided to cover Taemin's Move, and since Taemin is my favorite K-pop solo artist ever, I was extremely excited to see SF9's interpretation of the song. For the concept, Taeyang discussed their previous performance where they covered Stealer by the Boys, and he suggested taking the sexiness up a notch. You guys, when he said that, I clutched my pearls. Like, this man is pure evil, he's trying to kill us. Before the performance, Chani actually called Taemin and asked him for a bit of advice since he would be doing a dance solo for the performance. I'm so glad that this interaction was included in the show, and I think it's so cool that the two of them are friends. Anyways, let's talk about the actual performance. I have no clue why Chani was so nervous about his dance solo because I think he completely nailed it. He did such a great job at interpreting Taemin's Move from the original choreo with his own flair. Also in the beginning, when Dawon opens the song, sitting against a human tree, as Bang Chan called it, was amazing and so visually interesting to look at. And let's be real, one of the highlights of the performance was the dance sequence that happened on the stairs. Like, you guys, how did we survive that? I loved how all of the rappers added in their own verses as well, and one of my favorite scenes was when Zuho was rapping with all of the red lighting. When he said, "I'm the male version of Venus," I was like, okay sir, excuse me. I also loved the dance break towards the end while Taeyang took the lead, and the ending scene with all of the members standing in the rain was so creative and a great reference to the rain scene in Taemin's video. Basically, this was an amazing performance. I thought the arrangement of the song was incredible because they didn't tweak the melody of Move too much at all, and the added rap verses were great and fit in perfectly. On top of that, the choreo was absolutely flawless. SF9 kept the point choreography from Move and added their own choreography in as well, and the two blended together perfectly. The performance was very mature and sensual, and I think we've seen that SF9 is the best at concepts like these. Alright, so last but not least, let's talk about the boys. The boys wanted to go with an intense, impactful performance and ultimately decided on Monster by EXO. Mnet showed coverage of the boys rehearsing and trying to nail some of the complicated footwork from EXO's choreography, and I was so impressed by them. One thing I've noticed about the boys is how incredibly synchronized and precise they are, and I think they really showcased that strength in this performance. So let's talk about some of the highlights of the performance. In the beginning, we see a sun and an eclipse, which is a reference to the boys' previous O Sole Mio Red Wedding performance. The performance song is titled Monster Stormborn, which is a reference to the second episode of Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Stormborn is also a direct reference to Daenerys Targaryen, also called Daenerys Stormborn from the series. If you look at the boys' styling, it looks similar to the military-like outfits EXO wears in the Monster music video. As far as the arrangement of the song, I loved how different yet similar it sounded to EXO's original version. There was a bit of a heavy EDM influence mixed in there in certain parts of the song, and I really liked that. The boys kept a lot of EXO's point choreo in the performance, but also added their own moves. One really cool part of the choreography was when the boys did this really neat marching formation, almost like troops, and the synchronization was just flawless. Other parts of the performance that really stuck out to me were Juyeon leading the dance break towards the end, the members literally throwing Eric in front of them, the 5-member dance break in front of the desert backdrop, Sunwoo coming out of that huge golden snake, and Eric's rap verse. The performance was amazing, and I think the boys choosing to make this more of a dance-based performance was a very smart move on their part. They really got to highlight their strengths, and I think they did an amazing job, and showed us exactly why they won Road to Kingdom last season. So now let's talk about the expert judging and self-evaluation. So for the expert evaluation, Stray Kids came in first, SF9 came in second, the boys in third, BTOB in fourth, and iKON and ATEEZ tied in fifth place. For the expert and self-evaluation together, SF9 came in first, Stray Kids came in second, BTOB came in third, the boys came in fourth, and iKON in fifth place, and ATEEZ in sixth. To be honest, I think SF9 really deserved first place. Their performance was absolutely flawless, and I think they nailed the No Limit challenge. They really highlighted their strengths in the performance, and they interpreted move in a very innovative way. I think Taemin would have been so proud. They really made a comeback if you see how they ranked in previous rounds in Kingdom, and I was really happy for them. I was a little disappointed that ATEEZ signed at last place because I really did love their performance, but at the same time, I wonder if the fact that only their fans who follow their lore will be able to fully interpret their performance ended up being a weakness and causing low scores in expert judging and self-evaluation. Or maybe people felt that their performance wasn't so cohesive. What do you think? Comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So anyway, here's my ranking for part 2 of the No Limit round.
If you man, sting man, we not all love.
SAVAGE.
Come here, girl, you call me monster. Go on like fire.
Like I mentioned before, I think SF9 absolutely nailed their performance and totally deserved first place. Stray Kids' performance was excellent as well, and the whole Deadpool theme was just so creative. I thought the boys' performance was also amazing, so I'd put these 3 groups in the top 3. I enjoyed the other performances as well, but the top 3 performances were just the ones that stuck with me the most. What are your rankings for this episode, and who did you vote for this week? Comment below. Now, let's briefly talk about this week's upcoming episode, which will be the final round. For the final round, there will be global fan voting, but you can only vote for one group. This should be very interesting since in the past rounds you had to select 3 groups in order to vote. In addition, there will be music chart evaluation before the live final competition. All of the groups have released new songs for this round. iKON at Ease, The Boys Kingdom Come, ATEEZ The Real, SF9 Believer, Stray Kids Wolfgang, and BTOB Show and Prove. As far as my predictions for the performances, I'm almost 100% sure that Stray Kids will go with another wolf concept with their song Wolfgang, maybe with some sort of visual reference to Mozart. My other prediction is the boys will go with some sort of Royal Road to Kingdom theme, since the title is Kingdom Come, and they won the crown last season in Road to Kingdom. As far as who will win this season of Kingdom, I have a feeling that Stray Kids will take the crown. I think they've consistently done very well this season, and I believe they're currently in the lead as far as cumulative points. So I think they'll win it, and it's well deserved. What do you think? Comment your predictions below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited about the final episode, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss my video on episode 10 of Kingdom Legendary War. Comment your rankings from part 2 of the No Limit round and who you voted for, and tell me what your predictions are for the performances for episode 10 and who you think will take the crown in Kingdom Legendary War. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!